Hey folks, on this episode of Howdy Hot Rod, I get together with Dave Maxwell over in Idaho, and we check out some of the cars he has, and also what got him into hot rodding. So, I hope you enjoy this episode. Check out the other ones on YouTube, and also keep watching on PowerTube TV. Hey folks, welcome to another episode of How Do You Hot Rod. Now I'm joined with my friend here, Dave Maxwell, in his shop, and I've been here before, but it was for a whole different reason. It was to talk with his dad. Well, and Dave, he had some input too.
Yeah.
So Dave, thanks for having me again.
Nope. Pleasure to have you here.
So what have you been working on?
Oh my gosh. A little bit of everything, but the primary focus has been the 64 Falcon convertible.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been longer than planned.
Yeah.
But finally making some real strong headway. We're putting it together for the final time after about 3 assemblies, building anything that far.
Did you start with completely stock?
Yeah, essentially, I picked it up as a box project, right? It was somebody had started it, disassembled, so everything was in boxes, sorting things out. And not complete either. You don't know what you don't have until you start building it. But
it's all there. It's in the box.
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. So, but it's always been a car that I like. I like the shoebox series of Cart Novas, Falcons, but the Falcons had the good lines. I've always had kind of a bucket list to build one, and this is actually the first car of years of cars that I've actually built to this depth. Took it down to, stripping the undercarriage and the chassis and stripping everything off, and then wanting to apply some, late model type, suspensions and things, to it, just make a good cruising ride. So,
what did you end up switching with the rear end?
So the rear, stock had an 8-inch, small little rear end because this was a 6-cylinder car. It's now got a Ford 8.8. Came out of an Explorer. It's a Posi 373 and then shortened. Okay. 4-wheel drive, you got to shorten one side. So it's going to be a good stout rear. I put what they call triangulated 4-link. It's a kit, you can buy them. I went the fab route. I built my own, every piece of it.
Wow.
All the mounts and everything. So kind of
very nice.
Wanted, something I want to do, and so it's got the 4-link with the coilovers, adjustable coilovers.
Then up front, what are you planning on putting in for power and transmission?
Yeah, so up front, it's a '94 Mustang GT 302. Okay. Roller motor, stock. I'm going to keep it stock. It's plenty for this little car, and then backing it up with a AOD 4-speed automatic. I'll use Phytech fuel injection, and keep it mildly wild for what it is, and I think it's going to be just a good solid cruiser. Nice. Yeah.
And now, is that the final color, the blue there?
Yeah. So the car has been painted. Yep. Okay. All the parts are painted. I did all that myself in my little makeshift booth over here, and
right there.
Yeah, right there, and. As I say, I can do anything here, just not good at any of it. So, fortunately, you can cut and buff and make
what was
things
that
look
ADHD good. Garage that I saw?
Oh yeah, the dyslexic garage. Yeah, it's fitting. Fitting. But
I know fully well about that.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to. I'm ready finally to get it on the ground. Everything's in, like I said, final assembly. Engine back here. I'll put the accessories on it.
Nice.
Get it mated up to the transmission and drop it in, and start the wiring, the brakes, running the plumbing, that kind of stuff.
Now about that convertible top, are you leaving the original mechanisms?
Yeah. Okay. It's this is a electric hydro.
Okay.
Yeah, for it. So it's going to be black with that. And I think we decided, wife and I, with the partner car, but decided on an oxblood interior. So something a little bit different. It goes good with the black, and we'll go with that blue.
You're going to have some chrome and stainless mixed in there too?
Yeah, mixed in there,
oh,
yes.
That's going to look great.
Yeah.
Black top, oxblood interior.
Yeah,
What's the blue?
So this is a custom color. I call it Sweet Emotion. This time I tried out a new company, Tamco products, line of paints, and I've done everything in the car is all Tamco.
Okay.
I will say I did use some of my buddy's Auto Paints Plus here in Post Falls, some of the Hot Rod Black for the interior of the engine bay.
Okay.
Which is, like you said, everything has been stripped and built back out, but the color of the car is all cut. It's a custom color. I really like the metallic, the way it radiates. It really, and it shows off all the accents on the body real well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got that long line all the way down these ones. That's right. Awesome. And then, we just saw you earlier today driving the Chevy.
Yeah, my wife's 53 Chevy.
Okay.
The Franken truck, we call it. It's a little mixture of years, the doors, 50 doors, things like that. But
it wins awards.
It did today. Yeah. Well, competition was tough, But no, it was her dream to have a Hallmark truck. Red, white walls. We got the golden retriever. The Christmas tree in the back. We've done that.
Yep.
Decorated up for the holidays, but it needed to be a cruiser for her. And the 3-speed on the tree, no power steering, no power brakes tractor that it was when we bought it.
Yep.
We had to modify a little bit. Get it modernized for her. So I put a automatic. I did put electric power steering in it out of a Prius.
A Prius?
A Prius, yeah, in the column. So did a little bit of using some advanced goodies.
Toyota product.
Yeah. But no, I wanted to put the EPS in, electronic power steering assist. Works really well. Power steering, power brakes, got discs all the way around, S10 rear. And then for a power plant, I had the nice 235/6 in there. Sewing machine, but getting an automatic and everything we wanted in there, I ended up with a 425 Cadillac. So the hot rod side of me, for her car,
it crept in a
little bit. Yeah, it just happened to have a Cadillac on the stand, and it was ready to go.
It was hard to twist her arm too to do that.
She didn't care as long as it's automatic.
All right.
Yeah, I fill it up. So yeah.
It gets driven quite often.
Often drove it today. Here it is. What is it? January 10th.
Yeah.
Good weather, 30s. The roads were clear.
Just a little snow outside.
Yeah, but no, I just drove it into the first car meet of the year.
Up there at Cascadia Pizza with the Idaho Hot Rod, or
the Rat Bastard. The Idaho State Hot Rod Hall of Fame.
Yep. Rat Bastards.
And the North Idaho Rat Bastards, their club, or sponsors of that. Yeah.
And now you actually have the sweatshirt on right now with the Comancheros.
That one?
Yep. And there are quite a few of them around here.
Yeah, we do. We've got a good sized club. Most of them are over in the Silver Valley, the Kellogg area, but number here in the Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene area, Hayden.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many approximately?
Oh, we probably, I'd say, running around to the 40, 45.
Okay.
I believe is the count we have. Active, people that, actively participate in the club, but, good group of folks, and have a lot of fun together.
Nice. And then you're also, let's see here, with the Inland Northwest chapter of the Buick Club of America.
Buick Club of America, the Inland Empire Buick Club.
Yep.
Part of that. Inland Northwest Card Club Council.
Okay.
Belong to that as well, participate. United Street Rods of Idaho.
Wow.
Belong to that, USRI.
Quite busy.
Stay busy with the car culture. Yeah, well, I think it's just, enjoy the people, and do anything we can do to keep the hobby, and the passion going.
And it's a slight addiction. Because I'm sitting here looking around and I'm seeing license plates and pictures. and memorabilia, oil cans, all sorts of stuff. Wow. I kind of like that Marvel setup over there. That's pretty cool.
It just, I got that. That was from a relative that moved and didn't have space for it. And I like eagles, so passion for eagles as well.
So, what got you into doing hot rod work, or just the classics in general?
Well, it kind of always been starting at a young age. I was probably 4. We have pictures with my dad.
Yeah.
4 with a little green Toyota, step-side pickup, and the stories on that. But anyway, that small pickup, like I said, there's a picture of me on the floor getting my little green step-side pickup, and I don't know if that fueled the passion or why, but years later, I have a '61 green Chevy step-side, pickup and C10, and not realizing that was actually existing in the back until my dad showed me that picture.
Ain't that something?
And so for years I've always had a desire to have one of those, and it was about 4 or 5 years ago I ran across one in the region and bought it, and the picture showed up. So it must have been going back to that early age. I'm sure the Hot Wheels. I come out of the Hot Wheels era. The '60s.
You were out of it?
I went out. I mean, I was. I lived in the Hot Wheels era, the '60s, '70s. The red line tires. The original 16. All that stuff.
I've been trying to grow out of it, but
you never grow out of it.
We got to go shopping, and then there just happens to be Hot Wheels, so I'm going to look at them.
Yeah. No, it's kind of. I guess cars have always been there. I didn't do a lot in high school. I had a lot of friends that had cars and things, but here, my focus was always outdoors, fishermen, things like that. And then I guess the car passion was always kind of pieced slowly in, through the years as you move on. I was in the military. Where you're at, I had availability. I did some racing, autocross.
You had a little influence from your dad too.
Yeah, there was always the influence there, all the way through all that, but never got more deep into it until probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And you start getting a little more time, a little more money. You got to have money.
Yeah.
And just had the opportunities just started coming up for it, and started really, ramping it up again. But the DNA has always been there. Like I said, my dad, and I think.
And for those that don't know, he was involved with the LeMay collection over there with Harold and Nancy.
Yeah. Harold and my dad were very, very good friends. Dad's very good friends with the family, still is today, still very, active with the family.
Yeah.
Doug and those folks, and, it's just what a great relationship. Yeah, so that whole, all the activity that goes on, family-wise and car clubs and activities, it's just a good place to, place I want to be with. I want to be with those people and that activity. Everything I do right now is for myself. I plan to maybe expand a little bit for, do some things for other people, help them out where they can. But I've got a long string of projects, commitments to myself that I want to build.
Every car guy has.
Yeah.
And speaking of other projects, I got to jump over to this one real quick because, I love my Buicks.
Yeah.
We have a 41 Buick. Wait,
or
no,
34.
34, sorry.
Yeah.
Buick over here that it's not done yet.
No, I need to. Yeah, that was, I ran across this a few years ago. We lived in a housing area and, working out of my shop or my garage in a house in a neighborhood isn't always conducive to hot rodders. When you fire up a big block engine with headers in the neighborhood,
it's not noise.
Yeah, you want to paint, you want to do things. I'm always worried about burning the house down, right? That kind of thing. And we were looking at property, with some shops and things like that, and we found a place that the guy was a hot rodder, retired, and this car, the Buick, was actually in his shop. They were downsizing, age, health and stuff. They were going into assisted living, but didn't really pay much attention to the car. It was covered up in tarps,
Yeah.
you know, and the wife was like, oh, that's, you know, Rex's car, don't mess with that. You doesn't, you know, okay, hey, I respect that. You know, looking at the property. We didn't buy the place, but I remembered it.
Yeah.
A few months later, when they went to, they'd sold the property and they were doing a yard sale. So I thought, oh, I knew he was a car guy. So, you know, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, I see the signs on the road. It's got to be Rex's. And I go up there, and sure enough, it was. And for 3 days, I hauled out car parts. You know, truckloads of stuff that they were liquidating. Oh my gosh, you know.
Oh yeah.
I knew he had a lot of stuff, and then it came down to they're done with the yard sales and stuff, and the car's still there, and there's not a lot of interest in it. I called my dad, took some pictures, sent it to him, and he says, "My gosh, you know, that's a pretty rare car. That's a '34 Buick 3-window coupe, unobtainium."
Yeah.
And I says, "I got a chance to buy it." So made the deal, bought the car, and you know, brought it home, and I started building it. My goal was to Spokane Nationals for the Buick.
Yep.
Buick Club of America, the Nationals were held in Spokane a few years ago. That was my goal. Well, and where we lived, and then boom, we find this place, property with the shops and everything, and the poor car stalled. And now the car, you know, missed my deadline, my
But
goal.
you still have it, though.
I still have it.
You can still set another
and
deadline.
it wouldn't take too much to get it going. So it's it's another one of those that haunts you.
Yep.
You know, at the same time. And I threw the Falcon in front of it thinking I could get it done, you know, quick enough that I could get back on this. Of course, you know, it doesn't ever work that way.
Yeah. And then with the paint booth there, I mean, that helps a lot to be able to do some of that yourself.
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing I wanted was an area isolated to, you know, like I said, you know, I scrub it out and change the color, but you know, it's always a skill process. That's something you just got to do a lot of.
Yep.
But I've always, like I said, I always say if another man can do it, I can do it. It just maybe not as well.
But how did you end up picking up some of those skills?
Yeah. So you know, right out of high school, went into the Air Force.
Okay, Air Force.
Yeah, I was in Air Force aviation. I don't know. It was never my kind of like desire, but I had no idea what structural repair was, sheet metal. You know, and it was aviation sheet metal. I actually got into a field that was very, I guess, my niche.
Okay.
You know, taking things that you can see three-dimensionally and building them, you know, maintaining old aircraft. I mean, I was maintaining, you know, 50s and 60 years fighters, you know, in the early 80s that you can't buy parts. You know, you can't buy parts. You had to make them, you know, and fabricate them. So I learned how to use all the fabricating tools, you know, got around some really good, you know, mentors and stuff that have been doing, you know, people that have been doing it for 40, 50 years before me, you know, I mean, doping fabric, you know, on stuff. And, I just had to learn a lot of skills there. And I've always wanted to, you know, use those skills myself. I'd rather, you know, beat something up or cut something out and build it than to buy it. I can go out and buy, you know, spend thousands of dollars on a kit, you know, that would give me all the components I need to do a four-link and a subframe and, you know, subframe connectors and all that stuff. But I just kind of look at it and go, well, you know, it's metal. I've got tools, I've got equipment, welding, I got the skills, you know, I think I can make it.
So Dave, in your own words, how do you hot rod?
Wow. How do I hot rod? Well, I hot rod by being engaged in it, in every aspect of it. Like I said, I love the people. Mm-hmm. At the same time, being around the vehicles, getting your hands into the vehicles, you know, helping other people out with it. It's a whole community activity to me. I love attending shows, you know, supporting shows, whatever it is, you know, doing some of the backside work, promoting. I you know, more word of mouth, you know, but taking things, you know, and maybe making a change to them that, you know, is my desire, that meets my needs, but at the same time is appealing or something, and then, you know, sometimes helping out somebody else get to that same, you know, activity is how I hot rod. for say, I mean, it's just, hot rodding is the engagement with vehicles outside of the stock activity.
Well,
you're doing something to improve it, make it better, look better, maybe be more reliable. Less reliable is often a result.
That phrase hot rod just doesn't.
No.
It's not the same as what it was 50 years ago.
It's not taking a vehicle and making it the most performance you can by taking parts off and improving things or whatever. And I mean, hot rod came from the term overheating the engine.
Yeah.
The rods got hot because you revved it, overran it, powered it, whatever it was, and that's where it came from. And it just stuck to, those vehicles, whatever you did to it was going to turn up as a hot rod,
Yeah.
And that's where the term came from. But
Well, Dave, thank you very much for some time.
No, my pleasure. I'm glad to share it with you. I apprient it. Appreciate what you do for the hobby as well.
Thank you very much.
Anything. That's how I hot rod, right? What can we do for the?
I find out
hobby?
how everybody hot rods.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for watching this episode, and keep watching for more on PowerTube TV and also on YouTube. Have a good day.